Good day everyone, I am Jennifer Esmeralda. Before we get started, let us just define what is JIT. Just-in-time inventory management is a method of obtaining things from suppliers just when they are required. The primary purpose of this strategy is to reduce inventory holding costs while improving inventory turnover. The concept was popularized by the productivity of Japanese industry in early 1970s within the Toyota manufacturing. A just-in-time strategy eliminates overproduction, which happens when the supply of an item in the market exceeds the demand and leads to an accumulation of unsaleable inventories. These unsaleable products turns into inventory dead stock, which increases waste and consumes inventory space. In a just-in-time system, you order only what you need, so there is no risk of accumulating unusable inventory. The question is, if you will be the restaurant manager, will you order in a bulk of seafoods which is good for 1 month? Or you prefer to have a weekly order? Or daily order that is just-in-time delivery? If I were the restaurant manager, I will go for daily order with just-in-time delivery. Since the food industry, particularly the seafood sector, requires fresh seafood and we want to provide the food that is safe, fresh, and delicious. Having to order seafood in advance and having it sit for a length of time lacking proper storage, particularly in a bulk orders, may pose risk in the worst case, make it dangerous to eat. And you'll waste a lot of money, and this is why we must conduct daily orders or JIT just in time at the restaurant in order to provide our customers with satisfaction and fresh dishes. The next question is, do you think fast food chains are practicing JIT principle? After doing some research online, I found that McDonald's is a fast food chain that follows the JIT approach. JIT inventory is used by the fast food businesses like McDonald's to service its own consumers on a daily basis. This fast food restaurant usually have everything they need on hand, but they don't begin assembling and frying their hamburgers and sundaes until after the order is placed, for example, except for a few finished products at peak times. This standardizes the process, ensuring the clients have a consistent experience each time they receive an order. This necessitated the hiring of a large number of people to quickly cook the burgers, as well as the provision of training. It appeared to be costly in the near term, but it substantially decreased waste and helped the McDonald's thrive at the customer satisfaction in the long run. The next question is, do you think JIT both ideal for manufacturing and service industry? Manufacturing and services have a lot in common. As a result, successful JIT deployment is critical in both manufacturing and service businesses. The focus of JIT is on the process, rather than a product. As a result, it may be used to any set of processes, whether manufacturing or service related. JIT ultimate goal is to provide a product or service with a zero waste. In manufacturing, a company's speed to market and production costs can make or ruin it. JIT manufacturing is a workflow approach targeted in minimizing production system flow times as well as supplier and customer action times. Here are some examples of case study that JIT is both ideal for manufacturing services. Services are much more like manufacturing in that both employ process that add value to the basic inputs used to create a final product. The JIT focuses on the process, not the product. It can be applied to any group of processes, whether manufacturing or services. The philosophy behind the JIT is to continuously seek ways to make process more efficient. The ultimate goal of JIT is to produce a good or a service without waste. This goal is approached by testing each step in a process to determine if it adds value to the product or to the service. If the step does not add value, then it is examined closely to determine possible alternatives. In this way, each process gradually and continually improves. Thus, one of the key requirements of JIT is the constant and continual testing process, whether they are in manufacturing or in services. Here are some examples of successful companies practicing JIT system. Tech giant Apple has also leveraged JIT principle to make its manufacturing process a success. Apple's approach to JIT is different in that they leverage their suppliers to achieve JIT goals. Apple has only one central warehouse in the US and about 150 key suppliers worldwide. They develop strong and strategic relationships with their vendors. This outsourcing of production made Apple leaner and resulted in slashing costs and reducing overstock. With only one central warehouse in the US, most of their inventory is at their retail stores, adding further to the JIT mix. Apple began to take advantage of drop shipping. As a result, this reduces shipping costs, wastage, and storage costs.